So it's more what I understand Osho sharing his vision and his principles. So I see there a respect for life, a respect for Mother Earth, for environment. We do have a lot of organic waste. We have fresh food served 3 times a day.
What was your vision in implementing all those eco-friendly practices here at OSHO Himalayas? Let's go. Namaste everyone. My name is Malika Sharipova. I'm the founder and director of Care CSR, which is a responsibility and sustainability consultancy in Uzbekistan. As being ardent defender or promoter of sustainable practices among businesses, while staying in here in OSHO Himalayas, I've noticed some really well implemented eco-friendly practices. So today I'll be sharing my insights or whatever I saw in here in terms of sustainability and eco-friendly practices. So we'll be talking with the owner of this OSHO Himalayas, Rajiv Aurora, and he will share us with all these activities, eco-friendly, sustainable practices in here. Let's go. So I would like to start with Osho quote. Osho said, "Everything is interdependent. The smallest blade of grass and the biggest star, both are interdependent." This is the whole foundation of ecology. Because man has behaved without understanding the reality of this interdependence, he has destroyed so much of the organic unity of our life. He has been cutting his own hands, his own legs, without knowing. Forests have disappeared. Millions of trees are being cut every day. Just now, scientists are giving warnings, but nobody is ready to listen. That if all trees disappear from the earth, man cannot live. We are in a deep inter-exchange. Man goes on breathing in oxygen and throwing out carbon dioxide. Trees go on inhaling carbon dioxide and exhaling oxygen. Neither you can exist without the trees, nor can trees exist without you. Thank you, Rajiv, for your willingness to share this important information. So, what was your vision in implementing all those eco-friendly practices here at OSHO Himalayas?
So first of all, thanks Malika for being with me on this podcast of ours. So to be very honest, it was not that eco-friendly was top of my mind. So it's more what I understand Osho sharing his vision and his principles. So I see there a respect for life, a respect for Mother Earth, for environment. It's more talking about how we are actually not two, we are one, like the environment, and we are not really separate. And we are different manifestations, of course, but we are not really separate. So just from there, like just doing everything with a degree of sensitivity that like we're living in a village which is far away from anything, very near. And we're not covered by any municipality or any government taking care of anything. So we just need to, in every aspect of our living, whatever we are leaving behind, whether it is organic waste from the kitchen or from the toilets, just about anything, or use of water, just how can we be more intelligent about it? How can we be more sensitive about it? So like we went in for a sewage treatment plant, and when we do that, we are not polluting the environment. And it was not even a requirement on us to do it from a regulation point of view, but we just did it because then, just the whole thing of the same water, which is good for plants, sort of comes back and is with the plants. It is a incremental small cost for us, but the feeling that we are doing it and it's like we're not polluting the environment is like far more valuable, so to say. Similarly, we do have a lot of organic waste. We have fresh food served 3 times a day. So there is a lot of organic waste which is there. and we recycle it, we compost it. We've got a composting plant over here, and we again use that for the plant. So like when I see these cycles in which these things are getting completed, the water's getting recycled, so we're using less water, the food goes again back to the earth and then again comes back through the plants as nutrition for us. It's just so fulfilling. Yeah,
So there is a circularity in there.
absolutely. We can call it recycling, circularity, living harmoniously, different layers in
Yeah.
which we can understand this. Yeah.
Can you tell us more about the sustainable water practices that you have in here? I've seen recycling, but how you do it, like if you can tell us step by step.
Right. So I must say I'm not a scholar of this subject, so I may say some things which may not be on the mark. But like, everything we do, if you see the whole architecture around it, we've used a whole lot of wood and
Natural
stones,
materials,
natural material. So that in itself, and it's all local, so there's very low cost in, bringing this material here to the site. It's helping the local economy, the local people. But also all of this is recyclable. One day, I may not be here, this place may not be here, the wood goes back to the earth, and it goes to the earth. So that way, all of this, in one way, there's one circle of recyclability or sustainability embedded within what material we use to make the place. And then similarly, in every aspect, like when we buy things for consumption here, we buy it from local farmers. So that in a way, again, there is very low cost of transportation or, energy consumed in bringing it here. And we often buy it, in local sacks, which comes here. So there's very little use of plastic in the whole material. Yeah, we do end up getting certain liquids for cleaning and all, which come in plastic containers. But then we see if we can use that to make a small tank in which I can keep my organic chemicals or whatever for culture. And I use that for hydroponics. So we've got very limited land here. And what we are doing is that we are growing food for ourselves as much as we can over here.
And
so I'm
I've
using a
tasted
mix
that.
of...
It's really nice, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, just the whole joy of eating lettuce from here is like so much,
exactly.
I can't tell you. So we're using hydroponics, we're using vertical farming, we're using a mix of that. And I mean, I just see these beautiful cycles and circles. And that seems to be the way things are in nature, I feel, and the whole of moving things around. So we do these small things. I guess we have more to do. We're still just about 3 years young. So as we go along, we learn and implement better things. So
That's excellent.
because-
You're giving it back.
We are like, so instead of being a resort, beauty, all that is important, but we, instead of landscaping, we went for utility scaping. So you'd see most of the trees around here, they are of different fruits, and given the elevation at which we are, it's like about 1,000 meters above sea level. So we have apples which are grown at higher altitudes. We have different varieties which can be grown here, and then there are varieties of mangoes. So we've got a whole lot of fruits which are growing here, and just for me, just the joy of seeing fruits from strawberries to blueberries and peaches, bananas, papaya. It's just so fulfilling to see it. It's not in so much quantity that we can feed everybody, but it's more the joy of having all of these things around here.
And you for sure know that there are no extra fertilizers or chemical,
We've, like, at least we know what has gone into it. Like, it's compost from here and then a few other things, but it's nothing which is,
harmful.
Hugely harmful for human beings.
Let's talk about energy source. From where you get the energy source for the overall resort, because it's not small. I mean, there are so many, several buildings and a kitchen running.
Right. So we looked at it two ways. One was how we can reduce the demand for power. So we've gone in for, wherever we could and as much as we could, we've gone in for methods by which we reduce the demand by choosing the technology. And second, given that most of the people come to meditate here and are more sensitive to environment and appreciate it, so then we feel proud and share with them and request them to join this movement to consume less power when they are here. And when they cooperate, that reduces the demand for power. So which is one thing which is happening here. And then on the other side, when we started off, we didn't have enough resources to go in for solar. But later on, when we could, after a year and a half, we are allowed by government to go up to 80% of our installed electrical capacity as solar. So we went in for the whole thing in one shot.
Yeah.
So today, a lot of our requirement is met by solar power. And we've gone in for something called net metering, wherein when we have excess power and we are not using it, we give it to the electricity board. And when we need it, we take it from them. So that way, again, there is a balance
Yeah.
with the rest of the system. So our electricity bills are not so high, which is good. There is an initial cost, but at least we feel we're not consuming a lot of power.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes business, before investing in sustainability activities or practices or technology, they would think, okay, why I'm spending that much money? I mean, what is the ROI in there? Return of investment.
That's true.
What is the purpose?
Right.
So what would you say for those business who are still thinking about investing in sustainability practices?
I see the answer at two levels. One is, at a microcosm level, at an individual entity level, wherein we look at things from an ROI point of view. And clearly, to the extent that, we've got enough sunshine here, and that reduces our cost of electricity. But then, it's also the longer term impacts or the macro impacts of, at an environment level, the less we are dependent on coal or oil or whatever based electricity, I mean, that much less pollution, that much less consumption, that much less damage to Earth through global warming or whatever we are seeing right now. And I think that's a blessing, our small contribution in that direction. We're really small, but we just feel good we are part of it. Yeah.
So is there anything you would like to add in or share in terms of becoming eco-friendly or becoming on the sustainability path?
I would just say that, for me personally, because it is in line with the values for which this organization is, for which, I am sort of choosing to spend the rest of my life, and it falls in sync with that, and I feel good about it. I feel grateful about it that I can include it here, and I thankfully, because it's a small organization, I don't need to go to anybody for approvals for this. So I can take this decisions, implement it, and mostly we do not. We can still enjoy the fresh air of Himalayas and live in harmony with the nature.
Exactly. I really appreciate the fact that even if you don't have to implement all those eco-friendly and sustainability practices, you chose to. This is very important.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and it makes me feel very good to be doing this, and I guess there are more things that we need to do, but we're also trying to learn and implement a lot of other things together. So I guess as we go along, we'll do a little more from here. Yeah.
So now let's talk about social side of it. Is there any social projects or is there any social impact activities that you do for the local people around this area?
Right. So we are right now, you can say that we just still in a startup phase, and we do not have that type of a bandwidth to really go out and initiate projects. But a few simple steps that we have taken, we are encouraging a habit of savings amongst our staff. So they were very keen that I pay them in cash, and we slowly I actually had to incentivize them to open bank accounts, and I put the money there. And I had to spend time with each and every employee to make them see the value of saving for future, because it's very often they just buy today and the money gets over and then work for the next day. So that's one part. And then from our part, we can make some small contributions. We have chosen to go in for employee insurance policies. So if there is any exigency, that can help them, and also supporting them in savings through government's long-term savings, like contributing to a pension fund. Yeah, it's called Provident Fund here in India. So we contribute to that. They also contribute partly to it. So initially there was a lot of resistance. So it's more like educating them, making them see the value, that at this age you don't feel the need, but as you go along, it will be good for you to build savings. So small steps like that, and we've given with the ethos of the way Osho respects the feminine. The whole place is named, every building is named after a women mystic.
Yeah.
So we are supporting a lot of local women to come and work with us. And we try our best to adjust to their timings. They have families, children, schooling, so we adapt to their timings. And then also, when they start to earn, they start to get more respect within their families. That now they're bringing money in, and they are not just somebody who's just taking whatever. And I feel that will bring more harmony and respect at a micro family level for them. I see some of that happening.
Thank you, Rajiv, for sharing all this information. I'm sure it will be insightful for other businesses. And I really hope that, lots of businesses like in your field, if they were not implementing all those eco-friendly practices, now they will think about it and, try to at least to copy maybe from your practices.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
maybe if you have anything else to share as things that we can do, you can share it in the comments column over here. And yeah, let's make this earth more livable for all of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers.